Hi everyone, we are back with our macro dashboard for September. Although we'll take a look at how August was for us and maybe a little bit of which way September is headed. Now, we start with the job index. It is slightly down by about 3%. The job market was performing steadily and quite well in the first half of August. But towards the second half, there was a unique clustering of holidays, Raksha Bandhan, Janmashtami, Independence Day, all coming together. The hiring activity went down. So the job index is a bit down from the previous month on a year-on-year basis also. And so this is not an indication that the economy has done poorly or anything. It's just the timings and the clustering of the holidays which has reduced the hiring activity. Despite overall slowdown, there has been sectors which have shown resilience. There has been growth in accounting and finance hiring. There has been growth in insurance, fertilizers, pesticides, which is in the chemical sector, agrochemical to be more specific, strategy management and consulting services, and mining. So the services sector has done pretty well. Manufacturing sector has seen a little bit of slowdown, but the services sector has done pretty well. So this is the same thing which is being shown in our PMI numbers. The services PMI has expanded to 60.9, while the manufacturing PMI has declined to 57.9. Although both are above 50, which is considered to be robust, there has been slight decline in the manufacturing PMI. Nevertheless, the economy is doing well. The economy is riding on resilient demand, there is easing of inflation, and the domestic order book has surged quite high. The sectoral growths have been good despite a little bit of slowdown in international demand. The domestic demand has remained strong. So the composite PMI remains stable at 60.7. Coming to inflation, in July, we have seen the inflation at a 5-year low at 3.54%. In August, the expectation was that the CPI inflation would come down further. It will be somewhere around 3.4%. That was the popular expectation. But the CPI climbed to 3.65%. Yet it still remains the second lowest within the last 5 years. Food prices have been a little on the decline in certain subcategories like meat and fish, spices, and pulse products, but the inflation has climbed up. Even the WPI, which is the wholesale price index, it has also risen a bit. Retail inflation still continues to be within the tolerable limit as guided by the RBI. It lies within 2 to 6% range, and it is lower than the ideal 4% number which the RBI has stated. For the whole year, the RBI has earmarked around 4.5% CPI inflation, so we are good to go. A very important indicator is the credit growth. It is an indication of how the consumption growth has been. People take credit or loans for purchasing maybe durables, maybe land, maybe property, maybe household appliances, maybe cars. So it is an indication of what kind of consumption spending there has been in the economy. A growth in the consumption spending shows that the consumption sector has remained strong. The credit growth, excluding HDFC, has been significantly higher than the overall credit growth, which means HDFC might be seeing a bit of slowdown in consumer credit growth. The unsecured loan growth has slowed down, which is a very, very positive sign for the banking system as a whole. Unsecured loans are not backed by any collaterals, so they are very risky for the banks. So, in case of default, there is no chance of recovery. So, what happens is that if the unsecured loan goes up and the risk of default is always higher, so the asset quality of the banking system comes down. So unsecured growth, loan growth has slowed down. That means there are chances that there is improvement in the asset quality of the banking system. Last but not the least, in August, DIIs and FIIs have shown good sentiments. The DIIs have remained positive about the Indian economy, pumping in almost the double amount of what they have pumped in the previous month. But the FIIs had turned a bit negative, pulling out a bit of their investments from the Indian markets. But again in September, they seem to have changed their stance, and we are again seeing positive and good growth in FII net inflow. The figures that are there in the chart for September, they are showing the trends in the FII till the date the chart have been published. It is not for the entire month. We still have almost half of the month to go. So we'll only get it is only a direction. It is only indicative of what could be towards the end of the month, but it is not a concrete proof that by the end of the month we will see every FII inflow will be positive. But it is an indication that so far the FIIs have remained positive about the Indian markets. So that's it from my side. Thank you all for joining in. We hope to bring you more insights about the Indian economy in our next session. If you like our video, please press the bell button in our YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and share our channel so that we can continue to bring in more useful insights into the Indian economy. Thank you all.